Good evening for you. Thanks, Aruma. Now it is morning for me. It is almost 9 a.m. So we are on the opposite part of the world. So today we are going to learn about the IPA and the phonetic chart, right? So let me share with you the presentation. You can see it. You can write it down in the chat also if you can see the presentation. Are you able to see it in the screen?
Yes, sir.
Very well. Okay, so how many languages do we have in the world? More than 7,000 languages, right? And in India, how many languages do you have? Very good, at least above 29. There used to be many, right? So every language has its own way on writing it. They have their own script, their own way on how they can represent these sounds, right? What is the most spoken language of the world? You can write it down in the chat. No, English is the third one. Mandarin, very good. Mandarin, very well. And the second one? Spanish, very well. Yeah, which is my mother tongue. And the third one is English language, but Spanish and English, they use the same type of script, which is the Latin script, right? So we have an English alphabet that uses those scripts, which is from Latin. So we have 5 vowel letters, right? And then 21 consonant letters, right? Do not get confused. One thing is the letter, right? Another thing is this sound. So in order to create a very good system in which you can have many sounds, you need to use maybe 1 letter, 2 letters, or in the case of English language, even 3 or 4 letters to represent a single sound, right? Because there are more sounds than the letters. So what is phonetics and phonology? Well, these are sciences that are studying the speech sounds, and they focus on learning on how do we create those sounds and also how we organize, how we structure them in the language, how do we represent them, right? For that, the science had created something that is called International Phonetic Alphabet, which is based on the Latin and the Greek script. They had borrowed those ones because are just known for the most part of the world, right? So how many speech sounds do we have in English? Do you know? Well, let's talk about the general British accent, right? We have 44. And to pronounce them, I need you to understand the parts of your mouth. We use the lips, we use, if you see below the lips, there is something that is called the hard palate. In the hard palate, there's like a curve behind that's called the alveolar ridge. Then you have the soft palate, right? And then the uvula. So in these areas, we do pronounce different types of sounds. And in order to pronounce, we also need to use the tongue. Sometimes we use the tip, the blade, the front, or the back part of your tongue. Very well. So, good. Let me come here so I look clearly. Very well. So now, as you know, sometimes in to study the sounds of English language, we need to make a cross section of your head just to see how you're moving your tongue, right? So scientists, they use this way. And we have the phonetic chart for English language that we have in our website. This is the previous version. We are adding a new one, which is called a glide, which is the U sound that you will already find in the new books that we are having of Spellbee International. So what do we have here? We have the vowels and the consonant sounds, right? And then if you can see, there are many colors, many symbols, many words to represent. So if you have one single sound, in one single sound, you will be having a representation of that sound based on words. For example, you have the E sound, you have EA to represent E, double E, and double E with the E magic. So east, week, and theme, right? So we are giving you the top most frequent spellings of that sound. Then you have a symbol in the corner which is telling you in which place do you pronounce that sound, and a color which is telling you this one is unrounded. So let's learn those features. The first thing is the lips protrusion. Yeah. So we can do something that is roundedness. We can spread our lips to create a sound, or we can round them, right? So if you make the sound E and U, we have different vibrations and different ways in which we move the lips. Can you just touch yourself here in your throat and in the back part of your neck and just pronounce the sound E? Can you feel the vibration? E, and now make ooh, and try to feel the vibration. E, ooh, now fast. E, ooh, e, ooh, e, ooh, e, ooh. Is there any difference? Do you feel anything? Make the sound oh, and then oh, oh, and then the last one is oh, oh, eh. What do you feel? You can write it down in the chat. Vibration. Yes, vowels are voiced. Yes, the vibration. Very well. So based on that, if you feel your tongue, do it again. Make E sound. Where is your tongue moving? Is it going forward or backward? When you make E, if you make E, where is it moving? Forward or backward? Forward, right? So if you move forward or backward, that it is called backness. Okay. If we move upward or downward, that means openness. So if you make E, U, E, U, E, U, E, U, E, U, right? Your tongue is moving forward and backward, right? E, U, E, U, right? And if you make E, I, E, I, E, I, the tongue is moving up and down, right? That's how we identify that. So you have learned roundiness, and then roundiness with the colors. So those that are in a light brown are unrounded, and those which are with the dark brown are rounded, right? And then in the corner, we have some symbol which tells you in which place do you have. This means the upper part really close to the palate. This is a little lower. This is almost in the middle because of this line. And this is in the lower part. Got it? So how do we pronounce them? You have the first one, which is E, then I, then E, and A. Okay, from the upper part to the lower part. So E like in east, weak, theme, I like in enjoy, bit, lyric, or E like in exit, them, ready, or A like in angry, rat, catch, right? Or like in alive, provide, water, then like in urban, person, stir, okay? It's not stir, no urban, right? It's O like in us, or come, or young, not us. right? It changes the meaning, right? So it's oh. Then like in ask, smart, or mirage, right? So it's super, like in school, chew, or like in cook, full, wood, or like in author, short, draw, right? If you see AUOR or AW, mostly is O. Sometimes it can be like in anti, right? And then if you see the letter O in the General British, we do have a different sound, which is the O sound. The General Americans, they do not have this sound difference like So we say in the General British, object, not, and wash. The General American, they pronounce this as object, not, and wash, isn't it? Very well. But also, we have the diphthongs. These are monotones, which are one sound, and we have diphthongs, which are the combination of two vowel letters, which are easy. Let me show you. So if you have the sound E with E becomes A. If you have O with E becomes OE. If you have A with E becomes I. Or E with ear. E with ea, ua, and then O and ow, right? So we have, for example, A like enable, raise, or rate, oi like in oily, point, toy, I like icy, child, bite, like the E magic, very well. Then ua like in rural, so it is not rural. Then it's cure. In General British, we do not pronounce the last R. In General American, we do pronounce like cure or cure, tour or tour, right? Ear, hero, severe in ear. Then air, scary, care, right? Very well. Then O like in open, coastal, note, another E magic, right? Then ow like in out, sound, out loud. Very well. And then there's one more, which is the U sound, like in universe, uniform, right? That's the new sound. Very well. So that's how you pronounce the diphthongs. Now, I want you to see this video and find out how is this person pronouncing the words that he is pronouncing. You will see how the tongue moves very fast when we speak. Okay, very well. Let me do this.
How ancient is the subway escalator? The cigarettes in the clay ashtray overflowed onto the oak table. Reading in poor light gives you eye strain. 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 Reading in poor light gives you eye strain.
Reading in poor light gives you eye strain. Reading in poor light gives you eye strain. Reading in poor light gives you eye strain.
Very well. So you can see also when somebody sings, to make a different type of shapes with the color of the sound, you can focus the projection of the air in different parts of your mouth. Okay, can you see how she's projecting the air? Okay, very well. So what you need to do is to start practicing the sounds separately because your mother tongue has different sounds, right? Not necessarily the same like English language. Sometimes they have different ones. Like In English, we have two unique sounds that are mostly found in European languages, like the and the th, like in think, them, there, which is a distinctive sound, right? When we listen these languages, oh yeah, they're speaking with that sound. Like you feel a sound that gives let's say the brand or let's say, how can we call this? The feature which is identifying that language, isn't it? If you listen Hindi or if you listen Tamil, right? For example, in Tamil, they have this ra sound, isn't it? When they say worry param. If you do not pronounce it in the right way, it will sound really different. It will not be like, oh, that's not Tamil, right? And it's Tamil, isn't it? So that's why we need to start learning on how to pronounce correctly the words. For that itself, we need to train our tongue, train our mouth to make the right pronunciation. If we do not practice that, it's not going to come in a easy way because our mother tongue is not having the same sounds, right? So do not expect yourself just suddenly to be speaking like a native speaker if you do not practice it. And especially, it's not wrong to have an accent. We have different accents. Even I have sometimes my Spanish influencing accent, but we should try to have a type of pronunciation that people can understand you. If people cannot understand what you're trying to say, then there's no point of the communication. Even though you might be smart, you can have beautiful ways on how to communicate or anything, but if people cannot understand you, then we are not able to communicate with each other, right? So that's why you need to start practicing it. When you have the 44 phonemes, we call them phonemes, which are the contrastive unit of a specific sound in a language, we have to start training them. And there are other ways for consonants, right? In consonants, we have also three ways on classifying them: by the voicing, place, or the manner. Voicing if it is vibrating or not. Place is the place in which we do pronounce it. In which part of your mouth are you pronouncing them? And the manner is the way how you're pronouncing it. So for example, let's see. So what is she doing? You can write it down. What is she doing? Hmm? She's blowing bubbles. Yeah, very good. She's blowing. So we call like the air, the way how she's using the air is the manner. Got it? That's the manner. Do you know any consonant sound that reminds you of a sense of feeling the air? Like type of friction or type of hissing? Just tell me any sound. Breeze, yeah, like F, right? Very good. So we call them fricative. And if it's sibilant, like in sh or j, that's the name we call them because imagine it's like a type of whistling, isn't it? So that's the manner, like F, V, sh, j, all of them are called fricatives, right? Very well. Now on this one, for example, lateral approximant, there are some sounds that they are close to the palate, but they do not touch necessarily, and the air comes on the sides. That's why it's called lateral. Like light, right? Isn't it? Very well. So let's check this in the phonetic chart. Then you have, if you tap your nose and make na 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 na, you are going to feel that it's more difficult, isn't it? because we are using the nasal cavity and we call these nasal sounds. So in our phonetic chart, we have, for example, we have the manners which are with a symbol. So the cloud means it's a plosive sound like an explosion. P, b, p, g, right? Then if you have two lines, it means fricative. The. So it is think, healthy, blowing, right? Fricative, friction. Think, healthy, breathe, breathe. And there's the vibration. Just touch here, touch again, and just make the F sound, right? Now make the V sound, right? What's the difference? Can you write it down? What's the difference? F and V. There is a friction, yes, a vibration. Very well. So if your vocal folds are vibrating, that means that sound is voiced. If it's not vibrating, then it is called unvoiced. So how to pronounce this theta symbol and the delta symbol? You need to take out your tongue, do not bite yourself, and then just blow with friction, right? So it's think, healthy, breathe, 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 mother, this, right? It's not matter or breathe. It's not like Hindi. The TH in Hindi is tar, right? It's not Hindi. We're not speaking Hindi, right? So it's not think or healthy. It's healthy. Big difference, right? Then SZ, TD, then the sh, j. If you combine one plosive with the fricative sound, the sh is fricative. Make vibration, becomes the lower one, like in visual, massage, excursion, right? Now let's combine T with sh together, ch, cheap, nature, watch. Then D with j, D with j, j becomes join, digital, bridge. Do not get confused with this J letter. In the IPA, the Y sound is represented by the J letter. Okay, we do not use the Y in the phonetic symbol. Year, musical use, right? Very well. And the color represent the place in which you are pronouncing them. For example, if you have both lips, it's red color. P, B, M. If you use orange, if you want to use the teeth with your lip, it's the orange one, labiodental. So it's F, V. If it's yellow, it's apicodental. Apico means the tip of your tongue with the alveolar ridge, which is behind your teeth, right? Like in Z, Z, right? T, D, or L. Then postalveolar or frontopalatal. Frontopalatal means the front part of your tongue goes to the alveolar ridge, like in sh, sh. The dorsal velar, the back part of your tongue to the velar region, which is the soft palate, like in k, g, w, right? And then glottal just open. And another correction for those who speaks Hindi. The ha sound in Hindi is different. It's with the vibration. Tike, right? But that's a voiced H. In English, it's not voiced. So it's ha, seen without vibration. Okay? Very well. So we have learned 44 symbols today, isn't it? The voicing, manner, and place of consonants, the roundness, vagueness, and openness. Go through this chart in the website. You can click and listen the sounds and try to pronounce them. Now you have the guide on how you should pronounce them and start practicing them. If you do not practice, you're not going to get the sound, right? Just make some effort so other people can understand you. Even I, sometimes if I don't make the effort to speak in this way, I just speak in a Spanish way, isn't it? If I change my accent, do you want to listen? Do you want to hear my accent? If I just make it more like a Spanish speaker speaking in English, very well. When you want to listen to us, we speak more like this when we are native speakers of Spanish language. In the school, we do not learn very well English, so that's why we start speaking in this way. Do you feel the difference, isn't it? Or do you want me to speak more like you guys? If sometimes you bring your tongue in the back part, then your accent is going to change, isn't it? Right? Start practicing. It's not difficult. And see this, these symbols are not only for English, IPA is for all the languages. So once you learn one of them, you can use it in other languages. So it will be easier for you to catch up different languages. Different languages, right? Not the similar ones. In India, you have many similar ones. You have, I don't know, Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, they have some type of similar pronunciation, right? Very good. So that's all for today. Enjoy your session. Go to the breakout rooms. Don't stay outside when they tell you. Sometimes you forget where are they? Where are they? Okay. So maybe I should give some few questions for you guys. Just straight questions. You can type it some of them. Or if there is anyone who is raising their hand, but smart questions, okay? I think you got it, right? Most part of you, I'm seeing you not having any trouble. Oh, well done then. If there's no questions, then I can pass to the next person to teach you. So, Shubhratri,